I'm not gonna lie. It's a pretty looking game, but it's Forza. We've seen it before. If you've played Forza Apex, I mean, that's what to expect. You've played it already, so.
All right, well, bro, we're live, and ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gather around because this breaking news on this channel tonight. It's old news, but it's new news to me because I just got off work and I walk into this shit storm. You know, that happened. I don't know when this happened, but we're going to get into it. But what's up, everybody? This is Craig's Corner. I do know I promised a Porch Light podcast on the Anunnaki, and I was ready to do that. But when I saw this happen, this took precedent. You know, there's too much gaming news, and I wouldn't be able to get onto gaming news until at the most Tuesday, to start talking about this stuff because it's too busy this weekend. Tailgating to do, beer to drink, women to grope. Everybody knows what that's all about. So, but what is going on out there? East Coast folks, West Coast folks, people overseas that are listening live and or not at all. It's Friday night. I'm glad everybody's here that's here. But see by the titles there's some nonsensical stuff going on. So I'm here with Kratos. He was nice enough to join me on short notice. I'm talking about 5 to 10 minute notice. And just wanted to bring this on up. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Stephen King, J-Dub, I see you over there. My brother EJ Johnson. And you guys are always here. You know, Ryan. Thanks for supporting us, guys. And this is this late night stuff. This is too much fun not to go. You go to bed with a big ass smile on my face. You know, I was gonna stream Gears of War in like 20 more minutes. What the hell with that? That's gonna have to wait. You realize it took my Xbox and with my cable close to 4 hours to download all that for Gears, all of it. You know, It just seemed like it took forever. You know, this took. I mean, you could download some things. It would let you do the versus mode, but it would not let you do anything else. Mm-hmm. But and that was just like it was like 35%. Then it was slow. I'm not. It is what it is. It was the cable. It's nothing to do with Microsoft at all. So, but all right, let's jump into Forza 7 because I'll be honest with you. When you've talked about Forza and you know how it's a good game and stuff like that, and it is, but you say it's Forza, I really didn't understand that until I got Forza 5 because it was part of the free games, this month in September. Exactly. And I started playing it yesterday, and it was just like Forza 7. It physically was the same thing. You know,
yep. Well, I try to tell you, Craig. Now, keep in mind, I buy every Forza, and I'm a sim racer at heart. So, you know, while a lot of people say that their favorite racing game is Forza Horizon 3, I'm more partial to Forza 5 and Forza 6 on the motorsports part. So, again, pretty game, but. My take on it is it's still Forza. You know, it's still Forza. They have not changed that formula. There's nothing added to it.
Yeah,
it's some more fictional tracks and stuff like that. The base game has the base tracks like what we have in real life. You know, you got your Nürburgring, you got your Sonoma, you got all these other tracks, Laguna Seca, all these famous tracks that most racers know about. But at the end of the day, it doesn't do anything else. It's still Forza. It looks and plays just like Forza 5 and Forza 6. Mind you, they have the new track that has the sand on the road and stuff like that. But again, that's again fictional. That's not. I don't know. Again, I call the game a simcade. It's an arcade game with simulation features.
Yeah.
Again, that's the opposite of what Gran Turismo, Project Cars 2, and Assetto Corsa is going for. Even iRacing. All of those are full-blown sims. That's what they're focusing on. I wish Turn 10 would have taken some more time and said, okay, besides the average game that we're going to release every other year or every year, add in this, I think Turn 10 needs to figure out what they want to do. Do they want to stay being the arcade the simcade, or do they want to go full-blown simulation? And then they're going to have to step their game up.
Does Turn 10, do they make the Horizon in that Turn 10 as well? Is that different?
They don't. That's an alternate studio, but it's still the same assets in the same game. So basically, they hand the assets. Let's say Forza 6, they'll pass that along to the other studio. They'll take it, since it's open world, cut the frames in half, add a bunch of foliage, and turn from track-based racing to open world racing. So that's how they get that, but it's the same games. I mean, it's the same assets and everything else. Now, one thing that I want to say is, when I say they need to change the formula, keep the liveries, keep the customizations, because that's embedded. That's in the heart of Forza. That's why Forza has come to the status that it is, because it was the only game that you can customize every single piece of the car. You can make the car your own. You can do customized paint jobs, liveries, decals, just all that stuff. Engine modifications. You can do that. They were the first game to do that, and they should be applauded by that. But here's the next step. Okay, you once you reach a certain plateau, it becomes dull. This is why Xbox guys were complaining. Not yet another Gears, Forza, and Halo, because it's the same thing. You can change the characters in a Gears or in a Halo and stuff, but it's still the same game. What are you going to do different? You have to do something different. And this is why this is one thing that I'm really looking forward to GT Sport, because it's always been a simulation game, but now they're doing something totally different. They're focusing 100% towards esports. That's a big thing, Craig. Esports. Yeah. Plus, they allow you to get your real world racing license in there, and that is something no other game has ever done before in the history. Where I can, in Forza Motorsport, once I reach a certain level and I get a certain class, I certify to be a field racing driver and racer. So basically, I can take that license, go to a physical track where I'm located, and race legally and compete.
All right, are they going to have it go to your email and you can print it or something like that, or
is that how it's possibly sending a card, but it's licensed to you, so it's just it'll be just another notch. Getting a racing license is a little bit different. A lot of those guys before, most of you guys know, they have GT Academy, so they take the top racers that have been racing online in Gran Turismo 5 and Gran Turismo 6.
Mm-hmm.
And they put them together. Whoever wins basically the tournament, they get to go to real life racing track, and they get on a track and they compete. And a lot of these guys have went on to be big stars and won, like real life, right? Real life. Yeah. I mean, you started racing with a controller, moved over to a racing sim, and now you're racing in real life. That's nuts. But that may be too hardcore for the casual. Casual, but that has always showed the difference between Forza and Gran Turismo. Now, a lot of people might say, well, I'm not into, I want to go off track. I want to rewind, if I mess up, I want to do this. But here's the thing. Every single Forza has sold close to 10 million copies. So, and in the first 3-4 of them sold like 15, almost 20 million copies. So it's obviously there are a lot more simulation fans out there than a lot of the arcade guys. Now, obviously, just like Forza Motorsport, I think Forza Horizon sell way more copies than the Motorsport series. And that's because most of the casuals don't care, because it takes skill and it takes timing and stuff like that to keep up on the track. You have to configure the car, suspension, tires, and stuff like that. That may be too much for the casual racer. This is why Forza Horizon and the arcade games, they tend to do well in the ratings.
Yeah, and for the shout out to Andrew Wilkins in the chat, he said the only thing Forza can So the only thing you can renew in Forza is your corporate slave card. That's a good one. I'm gonna put that number 2, but behind Fall of Duty's. Shout out to Fall of Duty. He was last night. What he said about Kingdom Hearts on Rand Outdoors video, I literally spit. I was laughing so hard when Rand Outdoors was literally saying, well, you know, I don't think Kingdom Hearts is going to sell well, and because this is not the type of game. And Fall of Duty put in the chat, well, if they had machine guns, they would all run out and buy it. I mean, that to me summed up the entire Xbox community. So he'll give Goofy and Daffy Duck and Minnie Mouse a machine gun. So I'm gonna go out there and start cutting people down.
Well, that there's a point there. It didn't seem like any of the other games for them sold this generation. As far as the games, I mean, look at Cuphead. It's doing good, but guess what? What are you doing in that game? You're shooting. Let that sink in. You're shooting. So it seems like the only games that do well are these shooters.
Yeah, they've. I went ahead. I put the link in the chat, so anybody wants to join on these subjects. We'll move into Cuphead because of it's out and it's getting. I mean, it's getting rave reviews. I haven't downloaded it yet. That was some of the people that tweeted me, "Hey, have you got this yet?" And my answer is no, because one, I didn't get off. I live in the Eastern time zone. I didn't get off till 10:30. I got home at 11:10, 11:15, and 8. Then I checked everything and I saw what had happened. And I'm like, all right. And I'm tailgating tomorrow, you know, so I'll be trashed all day tomorrow. So, and then after tomorrow, we've got Sunday, which I'll be doing yard work, and then, you know, not NFL, but I'll play Cuphead maybe Sunday.
Okay.
So, all right, now who have we been joined by?
Yeah, we got we got Andrew Wilkins.
What's up, Andrew?
What's up?
And your boy JD.
Oh, what's
JD,
going on?
what's going on?
What's happening?
No,
So,
man,
all right, so what do y'all think about Forza 7 being named the best looking game of all time? It looks good. It looks good, but do you think there's some hyperbole or
Craig?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead and say it. Look, we all know Microsoft ain't got no damn games worth a fuck on that damn trash box X, right? So of course they know by them not having no games, they gonna hype the shit out of Forza 7 as the best looking racer. Now, Forza 7 does look kind of nice, but at the same time, kind of nice to me ain't gonna sell no fucking games. Does it have a skill curve I need to reach? Does it have all these things I want? If it doesn't, I don't give a damn about it.
Well, that's I agree. Now, keep in mind, Craig. Keep in mind, the guy saying is the best looking racer. I mean, get out of here. Come on. Anybody would say it doesn't matter. Drive Club this day is still the best graphical fidelity racer on the market yet, and that's before GT Sport even hit the realm.
JW, you know why that is? Because Sony has been doing this for 30 plus years.
Facts.
They know how to squeeze out what their hardware is. Microsoft's only been in the game for about 16 years. They ain't been in just a year over half, and half the stuff they got ain't what Sony got. Hey, did y'all see that game Left Alive that the team from Metal Gear is working on? I'm buying that game.
I did see that. I gotta find out more. The 2 games I'm buying out of TGS off the bat is that well, I know that Valkyrie game that's out now. That's 4K, but that Code Vein, that's day one. As a day one, and then Detroit Become Human. I watched that car trailer, and I was just like, Jesus, I'm definitely gonna get into this.
Man, look.
So, Andrew, what do you think about the hyperbole? Now, look, I've said before, from what I saw of Forza 7, and it's hyperbole being the best looking game. That's just their opinion. That's fine. Do you think they're going a little overboard with it? Because to me, it doesn't look any better than what's that one that just came out a couple weeks ago? Shit fire. Project Cars 2. I mean, because that's going to run 4K native on the Xbox.
That's what I'm playing. Yeah. Well, I'm playing it now.
Been able to get to that shit yet. I still have to stream that crazy game. Hellbound. Yeah, Hellblade. I'm sorry.
Hellblade,
I still have to stream that, but I'm gonna do that in October because that's my horror game. That's my first annual horror stream for October. Halloween type thing. So but I will have my headset on, so people watching me stream the game. If you talk to me in the chat, I'm not gonna talk back to you because I really don't even know how to, shout out to Mark again for the headset, but I don't know how to switch that thing over to chat. So I just don't know how to do
it. Hey, Craig, you gotta live stream the puzzles. Well, I will donate. If they put a 10 to that motherfucker, they say, I would love that entertainment for you to live stream every puzzle. I swear to goodness.
Well, I'm gonna probably do that, but I'm just gonna be frustrated. But yeah, I'll do that. I have to go ahead and try to do it. But if you see the game pause, that means I'm looking up the puzzle. I've already told you all that, so I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get it done. I might be able to get through the first few, and so I'm excited about it.
It's gonna play mind tricks with you. It really is gonna mess with your mind, man. But it's all good.
Yeah, no, I wanted to do something for Halloween, a Halloween type stream, and that game because everybody's going to be doing Resident Evil, the new one, which I've heard nothing but great things about. But I'll do Hellblade. That's fine. All right, now who else is in here? What do you think about Forza 7? Andrew, what do you think about Forza 7 being declared the best looking game ever? I mean, it's hyperbole. It may be for all I know. But what do you
Well, I would like to say, are they trying to say on the S or the X? Because
on the X. The X.
On the X. Okay, maybe, but as of right now, like J-Dub said, that Drive Club is freaking gorgeous. And it's so beautiful that it kind of even looks like 60 frames when you're playing. It doesn't feel like a 60 frame game. Exactly. That's the crazy part. Yes.
I've been telling people that for years, man.
Yes.
When you're playing Drive Club, here's the thing, okay? You actually have to unlock cars and get faster cars. You just can't drive with the default Beetle that they give you and then say, and you stop right there. Once you get into the Ferraris and the roofs and the Corvettes and stuff like that, obviously you go much faster. And I swear that game looks like I can't tell the difference if it's a 60 or 30 frames because it's an arcade and it's very fast, especially if you're racing with motorcycles. But graphical, hands down, Digital Foundry has already said that this game is the best racing game they've ever seen, and it's probably be that way for a long time.
Yeah, from what I saw, my God, I mean, when they had that unveiled, I was like, okay, if the game comes out looking like that, hey. I literally was like, man, I may have to consider buying that because I like racing games anyway.
Yeah.
And after Digital Foundry just tore down Rise of the Tomb Raider, and you all go check my video out. I did a complete replay. Even the Xbox people in the chat and in the comments were like, all right, yeah, we get why you would cancel your. So yeah, I mean, I think it's going to truly do a little bit more. I mean, I can't do it. You can't tell me. You hear me multiplayer podcast that the games are going to look and run better, and you don't even got the games on your goddamn console. They're not there. How can it look better if you don't got the games?
All I saw is 21. I seen it hit 21 frames, and that was enough for me to turn it off.
Oh, God. I didn't know that.
Hey, let me interject on that note real quick. All right. I did see the article about Tomb Raider, I guess, for the Xbox One X, and they did say it was kind of just whatever. It wasn't the greatest thing since sliced bread. But here's what I gotta have to say. Here's what I'm gonna have to say. The Xbox One X is nothing but PS4 Pro, and even though it's got 12 gigs of that memory, still not gonna help it. Now I know some people are saying, "Well, how can you say that?" One thing, developer talent.
Facts.
If you have developers that have no talent on how to really get the most out of what they're using, then how much memory you got? Because I mean, they were like, well, this game, you just might as well play on the Pro and be happy with it. Because to be honest with you, this is how I feel about the Xbox One X. Microsoft has no games that I want to play. They got third-party deals or trying to get them like they did with the 360. Those deals aren't going to last long. PlayStation got most of the deals. The Nintendo Switch of all systems are even going to be beaten by the X because of price, affordability, and features.
Mm.
What people fail to realize, especially the Xbox fanboys, you have no games. You have no games. You have no development studios. Just because Phil Spencer got promoted to damn vice president of gaming does not necessarily mean a damn thing is going to change because he still has to answer to the powers that be about stuff. He has to. So,
Fact.
you know,
I agree.
But
so,
can I say something?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hey, man, about Phil Spencer getting a promotion. How and why he got a promotion? I want to know. What have he done
I'm going
to
to
get
tell
a
you.
promotion?
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you what he did. Okay, Phil Spencer's job after Don Matrix left was to maintain what they had for so long, and until they were able to find their footing. So his job wasn't to fix anything. His job wasn't to increase anything. His job was just to sustain his base long enough for them to come out with a different strategy and recoup the money that they lost. And he was successful in doing that. His fan base, I mean, obviously these guys went out and bought the S. They went out and bought 1 million controllers, the Elite controller. They went out and subscribed to Game Pad, with all these services. I mean, so he was able to make them busy by giving them everything else except games, and it worked.
Can I say this?
Go ahead.
Phil Spencer is just a nice looking. He's just a friendlier looking, nicer talking pimp. That's all he is. That's all he is.
Oh God.
All he look. It's just like that one pimp who think he Mr. Jazzy Banana Head on the corner telling hoes you better sell the twat because I'm about to give you a raise. That's all Phil Spencer doing for the Xbox base. Like now I know this is old, but Craig, you remember Hardy was talking about Cycle Gamer and Kids Move in that podcast?
Oh yeah.
Nah, I'm gonna say this.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm finna say this. Who was talking crap?
No, he was talking facts.
Yeah, he was. And I'm gonna say this: like when I first met Cycle, we got into it. I mean, we got cool over time, but I said, dude, you don't know nothing about no damn hardware if you trying to have no argument with me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that ain't some shit you want to go into, especially a person like me who loves to play with this stuff. I don't want to do that, guy. But, you know, the reason I brought that up is because when you look at the Xbox camp, the Xbox camp is actually starting to fall apart because they have no games. I got a couple of homeboys at work who own an Xbox. They said, man, I'm about to trade that bullshit in for the Pro. I said, now you're using your fucking noggin. Now you stop being a damn corporate slave and started being a gamer. And that's all I want people to do. It don't matter the platform, is what you want to do with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
The conversation for the last couple of months, pretty much for all this year, it's been about Nintendo and it's been about Sony. It's been about all these games that both of them has been providing. So it's been really quiet besides all of the fake hyping up the hardware, of the X.
Shit.
And now the guys have one game that came out, which is Cuphead. And, obviously
they ain't supporting it.
Yeah.
Well, I heard it's selling pretty well. But it's not the 24-hour mark hasn't hit yet, but their early returns is that the game is actually selling pretty, which is good because
it's a $20 title. I mean, everybody got a dub to toss out,
But it's a shame that
not everybody.
Yeah, well, it's a shame that the Switch came out like 4 months ago, I believe, right? Like 4 months ago, and it's just like the pacing on the Xbox have more exclusives than the Xbox, like almost like pretty much the entire cycle, or then almost an entire 4 years. That's a shame. Like Microsoft just should feel ashamed of themselves. How like Nintendo came out like 4 months ago with the Switch, and they pretty much kind of like going like head to head with exclusive that they have for the 4 years. That's just embarrassing.
I'll tell you this, Diarvana. If Nintendo had 20 million Switches on the shelf come Christmas, come holiday season, they will sell all 20 million copies.
Yeah, well,
Mario,
I believe that.
If you thought
that
Switch has been killing it up to this point, imagine once that Mario drop. I don't care who you are, if you're
oh
Xbox
my god,
PC guy, or whatever. That's it. That's it.
That will kill the X.
Yeah.
What's that? Metroid? Is it next year? Metroid?
That's Kirby next year. Metroid.
Oh my! And it's supposed to be a Pokemon RPG game. You know, I love Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Pokemon game is going to drive traffic. I mean, wow.
Hey, Craig.
About the Pokemon.
Hey, J-Dub, Craig, y'all know what else up to? Y'all know that Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus and Doom, is actually coming to the Switch, right? Because my homeboy who has the Switch, he texted me. He said, "Oh shit!" I said, "Dude, that's because Nintendo is making the right moves now. They're not only just catering to the kids' audience, but they're also catering for adults. And when you do that, you have a much larger fan base to purchase your products.
Exactly.
I wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo was to come around and beat Sony ass or something. I'm not saying I wouldn't be surprised if it did.
Yeah. Well, MPDs so far, I mean." I'm not saying I'm surprised, but Nintendo people are talking about Nintendo and Sony, and right now they're kicking butt. Nobody is talking about Microsoft without laughing. So that
nobody give a damn about them high ass controllers.
Well, I can't say that because these guys always talk about having, they're showing pictures on Twitter of their 50 controller collection that they have, inside of a fruit bowl. Inside of a fruit bowl, they got different color controllers.
That was sad.
That's a shame, man.
I know.
That's just a shame.
Y'all seen that? Y'all saw that?
Yeah, that was pitiful.
Yeah. Hell no. I don't want get no offense. I don't want to see no other niggas controllers that he got in his damn closet looking at me because I got that fire shit, bro. You ain't got no games, dog. You just got a damn controller.
Listen, okay, I thought the Elite controller was supposed to be the last controller you'd ever need. $150. I bought it, but I use it on PC. And yet,
how does that feel compared to the other ones, LJ?
It's the same. It's just it's a sturdier body, and it's the aluminum knobs and connectors and stuff. But it does feel solid. Yeah, I don't let my kids play with it because it's pretty heavy. I mean, you can knock somebody out with it, but it has quality. It's a quality controller. Is it worth $150? I don't know. It depends on what you're trying to do. But at the same time, I think that Elite controller should have came standard with the X because they claimed it to be a premium console and a premium price. But we're finding out, shit is almost anything but premium. But at the end of the day, I think they should have included that. That would have helped. That would have helped us. Yeah.
Did Microsoft was supposed to be on the Tokyo Game Show? Like, what happened?
Yeah, I still don't know what happened. I thought that's a good question, didn't they? I thought in early or late July they said they would be. Now they still may have been there, just not on stage.
I'm gonna tell you what happened. Gamescom happened.
They don't want to embarrass themselves no more. Like,
listen, Gamescom happened and Nintendo's Treehouse happened. Those two things was enough to run Microsoft back in the shell.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have this wait till 2018. This talk again. We'll wait till next year. Until
next year. Right. Yeah. And Sony have Paris Games Week and PSX.
That PSX is going to be the mother of all shows.
My God, dude! Oh my God!
It will be the mother of all shows this year. It'll be the best show. It's going to be the best show I think Sony has had in probably 5 years. I'm talking 3 as well.
They're going to kill the X with a PSX.
Well, I mean, again, I don't have my issue with the X was exactly is what Digital Foundry said about Tomb Raider. It's like, okay, they have an enhanced mode, that's fine. I got no problem with their enhanced mode, especially if you have like I said during my podcast, if you have a 1080p TV, the enhanced mode with the down sampling of 4K stuff is really good, because now you don't have to go out and invest $500 more in a 4K TV. But with that said, I'm not going to pay $500 for one game that's enhanced. You're going to have to. I'm just going to wait till next E3, because, like I said, I'm pretty sure they're going to. Hell, I'll just say it. They're going to have a white Xbox One X next year at E3. You know, it's too many people have requested it. They're going to make one, and it's going to be on sale the week of E3, like Sony put out. You know, those 3 or 4 consoles they put out and put them out on the cheap. So, you know, I can have the white Xbox S, I got the white Xbox One X, and then I may, go out and go all white and get that white PS4 Pro.
Hey, Craig,
I don't know, but I'll buy one. I'm just going to buy it next year.
But
make a prediction. So, all right, check this out. The One X is going to be about what, 500, right? Now let's
550 with tax.
It's $5.
Yeah, about 560 was okay. Let's say Pro. Let's say that bad boy dropped to like $75 down. You know what's gonna happen? That shit gonna sell out of the store quick as hell. That's gonna outpace the living hell out of the One X. See, these are the cons the One X has. Okay, the only pro is it has nice hardware setup. I like that. But the problem is, they ain't got no games. If all you have is Halo, Forza, Gears, the same old bullshit repeat titles that motherfuckers have beat thousands of times over, if all you got is the same new stupid ass, heavy ass controller, you can knock somebody out, they breaking your damn house, you throw that bitch hard enough or possibly commit murder with it, or make Devo go even more cross-eyed, why would people go out and buy One X? Because, like I said, a couple of my friends saw it, they liked it, but then when they heard what I was saying, they backed up, researched what I was saying, they said no.
Well, here's the thing. If you are a real gamer, if you're a gamer that loves games, you know, at the end of the day, I like services. I like, all this other stuff, controllers and stuff like that. But all that stuff is optional. You have to fulfill my basic needs, which are games. If you do not have games, nothing else matters. And so what happened is Microsoft has overcompensated for not having any games, with overloading you with services and overloading you with controllers and user engagement numbers and stuff like that. So again,
backwards compat.
Exactly. Basically giving you the same. They're basically giving you the games that you've been playing for the last 15 years, as a supplement for new games. But I
think Microsoft, if they don't come with some new studios, no matter the generation, they're going to keep the same problem, the software problem. They need to come with some studios. They need to do something. Because if they don't come with it, they're just going to have the same issue.
They don't want to. Well, they don't want to invest like that.
Yeah, they're going to have some new games, but if you think about it, if you wait, here's why I'm looking at it. If I wait and buy an X next year, yes, there's going to be a Gears announcement. Of course, there's going to be a Halo announcement, and I think they're going to announce probably 4 new IP at E3. So if you really think about that, that's enough on that console at that point, running at enhanced or 4K, whatever you want to put it. That's enough for me at this point. And we'll know about Destiny 2 and if there's a Mass Effect build, stuff like that. But ultimately, people direct message me wanting to know why I cancel. That's why I cancel, because it's going to do a little bit more. And now there's actual factual evidence, just like in that article when they confirmed the early article out of WCCF Tech about how Microsoft's able to upscale more frames. They can actually do that, which is fine, but you're going to get artifacting when that happens. You just are. It's part of it. It's part of your compromise with your console. So it's disappointing. J-Dub, do you have Cuphead? Have you bought it?
I don't have it yet. I'm going to get it. I'll probably get it after this podcast. But to tell you the truth, I was hoping that, and it still may, but I was hoping to try to get that thing on a Switch. Hoping it looks like it's a great game to come on a Switch or the iPhone, as an app.
Yeah,
it's not graphically intensive. It can run on a phone. It can run on a Switch, like anything. So, and it's an indie title. It's only $20. So I can see this selling on other things. It won't come to PlayStation, but a handheld could be.
Don't say never. I mean, all right, what happened yesterday? It's 12 o'clock Eastern time. All right, but Savage Juger, if you're still in the chat, what are you? Because he actually bought Cuphead. So, anybody in the chat who has Cuphead, 1 through 10, 10 being the best, is everybody put a number in if you bought it. So, I mean, because I'm going to buy it on Sunday. So. That's all I can say. I'm going to buy it on Sunday, but I'm just too busy. It's too late tonight. I'll be 8:45 in the morning. I'll be 3 beers down, because the game starts at 4. So there's no reason for me to buy it tomorrow because I can't play till Sunday. So, we'll So I'm buying Cuphead. I'm keeping my promise as J Dub has now promoted me to the Pope of Xbox. No longer the boys.
Oh shit, he's
I'm
damn
the Pope. So the Pope's got to go ahead and buy the games, support this.
Craig, can I say this? Since you're the Pope, do you believe
Trey BK is gonna, everybody's gonna have to kiss the ring of fake 4K check and all that stuff. So 8.5 for Trey BK. Chat. So I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and buy the game because it's up to me to support the game. They bank their livelihoods on this game. So Trey's saying top notch art style too. So I'm gonna buy it. All right, let's move to the news of the evening of whatever you want to call it. The damage control, the tornadic activity, the earthquake, whatever you want to call it. Airport 1979. PUBG to PS4. I put a question mark because I did not have time to source anything. So I've been at work all day. J-Dub, just what's happened here over the last 4 hours, 4 to 5 hours? When did this break and how did the news travel?
I got it from Push Square. Push Square ran into the article and basically claimed from the developers that they're in talks with Sony on when, not if, but when they're going to bring this to the PlayStation. So this, Craig, is not small news, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna say the fanboys for last, but for one, game has officially sold 13 million copies now just on the PC.
Oh, well, hands clap for that. That's great news. Yeah.
Sure, the game is, $30. So I can say that maybe developers need to look at that as it's not just because the game is good, but it's also because there's 13 million people who are willing to spend $30 on a game versus $60. Because I guarantee you, if this game was $60, I wouldn't have bought it. I bought it just to see what the hell everybody was talking about, and it was just $29. So I went ahead and bought it, played it, and now I know what all the fuss is, especially when you play with your friends. But the second thing is this game, once it was announced to go to the Xbox X, this became the savior. This was the savior. This was the one up on the PlayStation that they had to scream, we have the best game, the most highest selling game ever coming to our platform.
But it's a PC game.
I get that, but you know how it is, Craig. You know how these guys are. So to add injury to insult, Microsoft themselves said that they send their engineers and people over from Microsoft over to help get this game published and get it and make sure it's working right on the X so it can run at the best it possibly can. Well, guess what? They didn't spend engineering hours, money, effort, everything just to make a great, solid game for the PlayStation fans.
Wow.
And this is not the first time that this has happened. How many more times that other games that Tomb Raider, Microsoft spent all that money, you know, all that even Dead Rising, they've spent all this money just to give the PlayStation guys the definitive edition at the end of the day. So this is a epic failure. This is an epic failure.
Game was trash.
Hey, let me say this real quick. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah,
man, you know good fucking well Satya Nadella old ball ass head gonna have a fit after that shit, boy. He gonna do mass layoffs. He's gonna say, Phil Spencer, you fired. Like we heard, we putting you in the phone business. The chick that made Halo 5, we're gonna make you a man. He gonna damn restructure the whole company after that shit happens. I see it coming.
Here's the thing, guys. This is what nobody's talking about. Microsoft invested all their time and effort into this game just so it can come to the PlayStation. Why can Microsoft seem to never lock something down? They and you know, shout out to Zaire. He said that. He said, you know what, Nintendo, they locked their stuff down. Sony, they locked that stuff down. That like Street Fighter, you would never get Street Fighter 5 going to the Xbox or any other, you know, besides, you know, obviously PC, which is a whole different thing. But Sony makes sure that they lock their games down so they don't go anywhere else. Microsoft seems to have butterfingers. Anything that they catch, it just slip right through their hands. And with no effort, Sony is able to capitalize and give it to the Sony, you know, the Sony fans. And by the time the Sony fans get it, it's the best iteration of it. So that's been the problem this whole generation. Why can't Microsoft seem to lock stuff down for their platform?
Yeah,
no, that's because they're no longer competing. I mean, they're not. They want to. I mean, remember what was it, Aaron Greenberg, or maybe it was the other guy that's always on Twitter. I can't think of his name, but
no.
One of those two guys at Gamescom was interviewed and said they're dedicated to everybody just playing together, to breaking down walls and stuff. You know, like I said, tear down this wall, Mr. Gorbachev. That's where they're at, you know, because they know not next year or 2 years from now, but they need crossplay to survive. It's no longer about them wanting it for everybody to have fun. It is a actual survival means, because if they don't get it, they won't be here in 8 years. There won't be no. They'll just sell the Xbox off, whether it's to Alibaba, which I've been hearing wants it, and Alibaba is coming in, and that thing's bigger than Amazon. So that makes Amazon look small. Amazon's huge, you know. So
Craig, yeah. You said Alibaba. I think I heard of them. And they are big. If they get a hold of Xbox, boy, it's gonna be some mad motherfuckers in the game show now.
Well, I mean, they will invest in the game side of it. I mean, Microsoft's Hail Mary, like I said, their Calvin Johnson, their throw to Megatron is Xbox X. They're concentrating on AAA games. So, and shout out to my boy Jay Fonzarelli, because he said it's a hell of a risk to think, you know, to hope that that were his words, that third-party developers would make their games look and run better on that console at a consistent rate. They may do it one time, but you know, they're not going to do it all the time. Look, Rise of the Tomb Raider's enhanced mode is better than the PlayStation Pro's version, but I would expect that because it's more powerful. But when I hear Beast is coming and I hear something called 6 T-flop, okay, you got to do better than 20 frames per second in a part of the game that's not demanding. I mean, the least demanding part of the game, you can't maintain 30 frames. That's bad. I mean, I don't care how you look at it. That's real bad. You know, and that's a demo. This is a demo. So this is not a game. This is not a part of the game. This is the demo. Okay, where else are they going to take the game? I know Nix's is good, and Nix's may hold their update till next year. But they can't do 4K 30, and I can do 4K 30 on my PlayStation Pro. And it's stable. It drops some, but not to no 21 or 24 frames. I mean, that's It's bad, man. You're asking me. You're asking me to come out. You're asking the Pope to give you $500. Can't do it. Yeah.
Quick. I say this. Look, this is what I'm gonna say. We already know the Xbox One X is just cute looking because it ain't fat like his big ass cousin, well, older brother.
That's true. It is cute.
Look, yeah, it is. And if it was a chick, I'd bone her. But this is the problem. Ain't got a damn thing to offer me. Ain't got no games. Ain't got nothing. You got these bald head motherfuckers trying to sell a product that ain't worth a damn. No offense to other bald head people out there, make no mistake. But all I'm saying is, ain't no way in the hell I buy a damn One X. If I buy anything Microsoft, it'll be Windows 10 for my gaming PC, then I'm a damn bill. And yes, I do that. Fuck the Xbox One X. Fuck the games. Crackdown looks like other dog shit, that cartoony ass looking goddamn game. All that 6 T-flops. Man, I'm about to give a damn about no T-flops. Them Xbox fanboys ain't got nothing to say now. They world came crashing down. BGST to fucking imploded. PS4 having a damn seizure. Man, fuck them niggas. They ain't got nothing to talk about.
Hey, have y'all seen how bad they've done displaying the Xbox One X at Best Buys? It's like when you see people playing, it's like people walk by, one person playing it. It's like people not even interested when the videos I was searching on YouTube.
Yeah, Jay, you said you went to a Best Buy.
I did.
Over there. Now, yeah, what kind of response? We'll get back to PUBG here, but what kind of response was that? The closest one to me is in Dayton. I had no way of going up there.
Well, I was visiting my mom, and you know, she's in Dallas, and so we were in ended up driving to Arlington, and there was a Best Buy, and yeah, I went, and they had the little kiosk machine there or whatever. And again, I do agree with, you know, shout out to Zaire, that was the wrong game to be displaying, because people see it and they're like, it's Forza. I mean, okay, you got Forza in 4K. Okay, it's still Forza. You know, yes.
Let me say this. That's probably the only game they have that looks remotely good to basically broadcast. They could have broadcast Gears. Hell, they could even broadcast that bullshit called Halo 5 Guardians. Fuck that stupid ass game.
Oh,
but
God.
They could have broadcast that, but at the same time, Forza 7 is new. Microsoft ain't got no intellectual damn properties worth a damn. So they gonna have the damn advertiser get stupid motherfuckers to buy a $500 goddamn small ass paperweight box to run your cable through.
Well, I think they really got to push, and it's hard to do to me because, yeah, I know there's going to be more 4K TVs so this fall than at any other time, but there's still going to be more people with 1080p TVs. To me, they got to push the whole 1080p down sampling, which is hard to sell. That's just it's hard to sell. So I just do not understand. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do. Look, I know people that are buying it. You know, I showed that on New Win yesterday. Hold on. I showed this on New Win yesterday. All these people who said that the Xbox Scorpio was sold out, meaning that version with Scorpio on the side, Project Scorpio, that was a damn lie. New Win's got close to 4,000 of those. You can just go buy right now. Go buy it. Yep. Ridiculous. You can go buy this shit right now.
Hey,
you know,
Craig,
so
can I say this real quick? This is what I noticed about anything. This is what I noticed about anything that covers Microsoft. Microsoft has a habit of flubbing their numbers and making it seem like they're doing better than what they are. Right? They have that bad habit, and you know, I seen it when the 360 was out. All the 360 fanboys talking shit. I said, well, you hoes know what? I have a gaming PC. I'm playing Doom 3, a game that you will never, ever get at the quality I can get on PC to your raggedy ass 360 with them red rings of death. And honestly, when I look at Microsoft, and I know this may sound like a jab to some of the Microsoft fans, but fuck them. It needs to be said. Microsoft could care less about video games. They're in it to sell services and products, because if they really cared about games, Scalebound wouldn't have got canceled. We would have saw, what's that game? Not Phantasm or something.
Dusty Phantom. Phantom.
Yeah, the Dusty Phantom.
We would have saw that. We would have saw another Kingdom of the Fire, which was actually a pretty good game. We would have been seeing games that no other console would have had. But Microsoft is not doing that. And if Halo followers in there, he need to wake his ass up and realize they fanging him in the ass and they twisting it, and he's been an idiot and bought a product that's not giving him what he wants. That's why I can't stand these dumbass fanboys. They sit up here and they defend a product and they ain't getting nothing for it. That's like a female standing with an abusive ass, crusty foot ass boyfriend beating her ass, and she say she love him. Why? Why? I don't get it. I don't get that type of mentality with these people, man.
I get it. They thought the 360 fame was gonna last forever, and only an idiot would believe that. Nobody's beating Sony in the console space. They're mad because 360 era is over. That's all it is.
Well, I mean, you're right. They were puffing their chests out because, and they had a right to, because the 360 was exceptional. I've always thought it's the best console I've played, but it just gave me the most hours. I mean, my God, I mean, times that I played Mass Effect on that game. But we gotta get back to PUBG. All right, so Kratos. So what happens as far as the news hits at a Push Square, maybe some other outlets. You got it all Push Square. So what happens after this becomes mainstream? People start finding, meaning that people start finding out about it.
About PUBG?
So yeah, about something called a PUBG.
Okay, so as soon as Push Square pushed it out, obviously I shot it straight to you and I said, we knew this was coming. This was, you already said it. Everybody else said it. But a certain sector of people who've been taking L's for the last 4 years thought this was their great, great hope. And we're coming back with a vengeance. This is ours. And this game here coming to other platforms solidifies Xbox us having no exclusives. This solidified that they don't have the power that they used to have to be able to hold something down. No developer will sign an exclusive contract with them because, for one, because of the size of the install base. For two, it just doesn't make common sense. It doesn't. Why would you limit how much money you're gonna have coming in? You've seen the track record with the Xbox guys not buying their games. So if they didn't buy their exclusives when they had them, what makes you think they're gonna buy your game? After everything else has failed? So that's the problem. This is the problem that I think Microsoft can't even solve. And the reason they can't solve it is because they really don't know what their fan base want. They seem to know that the guys like Forza, they like Gears, and they like Halo. So that's all we can basically keep giving it.
The thing is, Creator, now the Xbox community, it's like the PlayStation. They're not that much diversified. Like the PlayStation.
Yeah, you're right.
That's the thing. They're not diversified. They have one thing, one genre that they pretty much constantly play, and that's it. Like that's why RPGs, like Japanese games, they're not going to sell well on the Xbox side. That's why between the Xbox community and the PlayStation community, it's a huge difference. It's like the PlayStation guys has a much diversified when it comes to the two, and that's why you gotta get more sales than the Xbox.
Yeah, because you got games to back it up. You have titles on. Because see, I've made the argument before, and also too, you can kind of tell the mentality between the Xbox dude and the PlayStation dude. A PlayStation person tends to be a little bit more well versed in the games they play. They tend to enjoy the games they play, and they tend to go out, buy the peripherals, support the product, and they're not afraid to try different new genres. But you get the motherfuckers who play Call of Duty all the time, they ass straight Xbox. I've seen them. Seen them. I've actually laughed.
Like the new Marvel vs. Capcom game came out. It didn't sell that much like that, but guess who bought the most? The PlayStation guys. On the Xbox side, he barely bought it at all. Barely.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this too. Like, we all remember the lovably, laughably bad Mooch, the Xbox BGST idiot who got doxxed and ran off the internet. When he was doing his thing, I'm like, either this guy is very, 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 very stupid, or he is trying to make a profit off of people's ignorance.
Mhm.
And I remember him saying something about Tomb Raider. He said, the beautiful, beautiful game running at 30 frames per second, the luscious anti-aliasing, the everything. And then Hardy made a video and clowned the shit out of his ass. And all I could do was laugh was because I said to myself, I wasn't laughing just because of the fact that it was the Moosh getting clowned. I was laughing because you have a subsection of YouTubers who follow ignorance, don't do no research on what the person is saying to verify if it's true or not, and then they try to sit up there and say, well, they must be true because they said it. That's the reason why I said if I was able to go into a BGST podcast, I will fucking dog shit shame the shit out of Showstopper and Crap Gamer, because them two bitches, all they do is say stupid crap.
Well,
Oh,
wait. Okay.
They're doing that themselves.
Yeah,
If they just let them do it themselves. I mean, I tried to listen to some of and shout out, like Kratos said, shout out to Zaire to on his Broadband Bully show, and it's I listened to the first 10 minutes and they're depressed.
I mean, yep.
You know,
At least Sair is seeing the light.
Suicide Watch. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you this one thing about Zaire. Okay, this happened about a year and a half ago. When he had that breakdown, that massive breakdown, that was it for him. He saw the light, and that was it. Ever since then, he's been skeptical, and if you notice, he just listens in on what everybody else. But his mind is already made up. Microsoft isn't going back to the old Microsoft of great. You know, if maybe tomorrow, if Microsoft comes out and say, "Look, we paid and we opened 5 new studios. They're working on 10 games. We're about to buy Crytek. We're about to buy, what's another company, another developer that's struggling for cash." If they do that, then my faith in them will be renewed. I'll say, okay, now they're serious about gaming. But they're not. They will push through the rest of this generation. Just focus on hardware, controllers, and services. And that's it. They are going to pay some studios to bring smaller games because they are not going to spend a lot of money developing a big game. So they'll do what they're doing to PUBG. They'll spend a little money just to get a game to come to their platform, but they're going to focus solely on games that just comes on every platform. And they'll just say their only stick is, hey, our games run a little bit better than it does on the competition's platform. So
incredible, you're right. Like they don't have that manpower, like that's studio manpower. Look how that God of War looks on the standard PS4. Look at that, how that game looks in the standard PS4.
That game they did yesterday, Red Dead Redemption, that was running on the base PS4.
Look at that. Yes.
Crazy, for the game to look like that. It's not optimized yet.
They don't have that manpower. They don't have that craftsmanship. Like they don't have it.
I'm gonna say this as well too. Also, you have to look at the engineering teams who built these systems, and not always go back to this, because I had a dude named Quasi DGen. Yes, I'm calling your bitch ass out if you're still out there. He tried to tell me, well, the Xbox One has a better version. I said, how? He said it just does. I said, Quasi, this is what you need to look at. DDR3 is much slower than GDDR5. GDDR5 is geared towards video memory, and I kept saying that. And I said, hey, Craig, remember a while back I said in order for Microsoft to really try to get ahead, they would have to either try to match the PS4 Pro or outdo it?
Yeah.
Well, this is what they did. The X was that whole prediction I made, and I ended up being right, but this is the problem. You ain't got no games to show that power off to make anybody want to buy said system. And
yes, I agree. Totally.
And I have to say this as well. Rapid Pack Math is actually a part of AMD Vega, which is actually a part of the Polaris GPU architecture inside the Pro. So Wolfenstein's going to use Rapid Pack Math, and I've actually seen a diagram chart. Rapid Pack Math actually allows you to have more effects, and it allows the GPU to do more work. So
on top of that, Andrew, just to tip to your point, if any of you guys played Formula One 2017, it just came out and I have it. It uses rapid pack math. It uses RPM and it does 4K 60 with all the textures and everything turned up. So great game, but that game was not supposed to be capable of doing 4K 60 with the type of fidelity that they have in that game. But RPM made that happen. So whether I mean, no, I don't think anybody's saying that's the end all be all of of console gaming. It's just the fact that Sony has better developers. They have Mark Cerny, who told us over a year ago when the Pro before it released, he tried to educate us on the technology that he put in it to be able to extend it into the future. But everyone was like, "Oh, I'm bored," yada yada yada. But now this stuff is coming to fruition. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Now there's
I mean, again, the rapid pack math is the fact to me that it's part of AMD and it's part of Vega. That you talk about sending shockwaves to the Xbox community tried to because we did that podcast, being you, Kratos. We were like looking at the map, like the GPU and CPU map, and we were just reading it verbatim. And there were Xbox guys coming into the comment section arguing. We're like, look, we read it verbatim. You saw the chart. Why are you having an issue with this stuff?
Craig, and you know what they love to say? But the whole GCN for the One X is customized. I'm like, customized or not, you are still bound by the hardware that's physically set in the system. You can't make no motherfucking 12 gigs of GDDR5 at like damn 50 gigs. It ain't gonna happen. Just like the cloud is not gonna make your console have no fairy tale PC graphics. It's just not gonna happen. And there's been people, I'm not gonna call their name, try to tell me how I was wrong, and now they paying for it. I said, look, you never built a PC a day in your life. You never done fraps. You never done any of that. So you can't come talking crap to me about what I don't know, because what I know is what I know. If your hardware can't handle it, the game. If you don't have any games and it's not showing the power of the hardware, it don't mean shit.
Well, let me say this. I mean, I've been on like the multiplayer podcast, and they were trying to make fun of me. Now all those guys doing that were on the Broadband Bullies tonight, depressed. I mean, because I went in there and told them what was going to happen, and it happened. It's going to do a little bit more than the Pro. It just is. I mean, I'm not here to say that's bad. Now, 2 years from now, once the developers can get their hands wrapped around the tech, and J-Dub, you know this too, they'll be able to squeeze it more. I mean, this is like Kid Smooth on Twitter. Shout out to Kid Smooth. No beef with Kid Smooth. But he was talking about the Pro doesn't have this, and this. I'm like, it's like a year old. I mean, now that you see games like Spider-Man and Detroit Become Human, you're going to start seeing more games like that. Days Gone. You'll start seeing more stuff like that because the developers have had more time with the hardware. They just have.
You're right, Craig. Yeah, here's the thing, though. Even a year, let's say 2 years from now, with the X, we all know it's been confirmed, man. Like, third-party developers will not push hardware the way a first-party studio will. They won't give it. They will not build a game specifically to take every single facet of that console's hardware to the max. Sony had the balls to show you God of War running not on the Pro, but on the OG PS4. They showed you Dead Red 2 trailer built on the OG PS4 because they know what the Pro can do, but they're showing you how good their tech is and how good their hardware is, their bread and butter, which is the Slim. They're showing you what you can do with 1.86 teraflops. So if they can make these games just mind-blowingly gorgeous on that, you can have that 6 teraflops. That's not doing anything. There is no Xbox One X game that can outdo Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, Days Gone, Spider-Man, Uncharted, Lost Legacy, Uncharted 4, and Infamous, Second Son. I mean, let's go back to some launch games. Killzone. There is nothing. So they should know that nobody is going to take advantage of the hardware the way that they need to. This is the reason you want first party studios, something to make your own.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, all right. So now let me get back to PUBG. So how fast did the damage control? Was it like an earthquake? Was it like a wild? Well, that's a bad thing to say with everything going on in Mexico. Was it like a wildfire? I mean, what happened? I mean, did Twitter just start blowing up? I mean, I need details, guys.
They're saying it's not a big deal.
No. This time now, I listen to shout out to Zaire again. I listen to his broadband bullies. These guys are actually coming to terms. And the guy said this is an L. They admit it. Now it's hard for these guys to admit anything, but they admitted that this was an L and it was somber. And and it's not looking good when you're ride or die fanboys, when they start giving up, that's when you have a problem.
Yeah, that's when you have a problem. Say it's an L. And I heard him say he'll take the L on. I mean, my question is not them saying those things. It's why would they think PUBG or any game is safe? From a console install base, it's going to be at 63 to 66 million, whatever, 70 million in 90 days. All right, nothing is safe on that side of the fence. I mean, not even. I mean, they're Microsoft published games, Gears, Forza, that's Halo. That's it. Those are your 3 safe games. Nothing else is safe on that side of. That's why they want crossplays. Another reason they want crossplay, because they want access to the same stuff. Period. So wow. I mean, I wish I could have. I was listening to it. I'm like, yeah, this sounds like stuff I told them. I might put that on Twitter. I told the multiplayer podcast what was about to happen. They didn't want to listen. # hold this L. That's what I might just say that.
Craig, put them on blast. Put them on blast because that's what it's going to do.
Yeah.
What it's going to do for fools like they don't.
Wait till next week when they announce when Digital Foundry gets their hands on the Star Wars Battlefront 2 beta, and they break down what that's going to be.
Oh, wow.
Xbox X and PS4.
Craig, you know what you need to do for them fools, man? You should have said, since y'all clown me, I told y'all so. Here's the evidence. Here's them L's. Here's a Tabasco hot sauce. Rub it in that Soho. Scream like a bitch, because it's going to be an interesting next 3 years. Y'all ain't got shit.
Well, yeah, and again, I'll just simply, and what you have to do with that is when people are just making, what's the saying? When you see people destroy themselves, you just get out of their way.
Yeah, you don't stop them. You let them do it. Hey, here's the thing. Craig. Okay, so you were buying an X, you canceled yours. I'm still gonna get it because you know that's what I do, man. Mine will go up in the closet for collectors or whatever. Let's say we pull an Xbox and we give them to next E3.
Yeah.
They still haven't opened any more studios. So there's not any studios we can say, well, at least they're working on something over here. We don't know what the hell they're working on, because we do know none of their studios are working on anything besides the sequels. We know we're going to get a Halo. We know we're going to get a Gears, and we know we're going to get a Forza. But these are the games that the people are yelling, stop it for a couple of years. Take time and do something different. What can Microsoft do? And are you willing to give them 2 and 3 years? Like Phil Spencer said, they're going to need 2 to 3 years to deliver, big games. Are you guys willing to give them 2 to 3 years?
Yeah, real fast. I am. The reason I canceled was my instincts were right about the console. when I said it was going to do a little bit more, that was instinct. I'm like, because it's not like I had some inside information, but they were like, look, we can give you this, but you can't go on air with it because it's our ass. And you're trying to develop relationships, whether it be in the to movies or in gaming. People will give you stuff, and then they will monitor your channel to make sure you don't go with it. But yeah, I mean, the reason I canceled it was because enough there at launch, and people can say, what about all the older games? Again, you all just had the driest period in the history of gaming. I mean, so there's nothing there, and I can still buy those games. I got Gears of War 4 now, but what I have to tell my Xbox is to play the game in 1080p, run it in HDR, run that HDR signal, and then I'll just let my TV upscale it to 2160p. It's still a gorgeous picture. Okay, it still looks really good. I'm just taking a 1080p image and I'm upscaling it to 4K. But but Phil Spencer, Phil Spencer did say that it's going to take us 2 years, and that's he's not. So they're trying to tell you what they're doing, and it's not their fault that the fanboys don't want to listen. Like I said on the multiplayer podcast, I'll check you in a year. I said it on my own podcast. Next year, E3, there should be a white Xbox One X. There should be, because there's a white Xbox One S. So once, and there's a white PlayStation Pro. So they're going to do one because they're the only, they don't have it. So once that comes out, and then, they may announce a Splinter Cell game or something like that, I will go ahead and buy one. There'll be more there, whether it be Quantum Break, the Forza Horizon 4. I think that'll come out. It's Forza, but maybe the Hot Wheels racing, on Forza will be cheaper. Maybe it'll be $9 for the big download. Just stuff like that. That's the way I'm looking at it. Plus, my UHD movie collection. Like I said, we just got Wonder Woman, which I strongly suggest everybody needs to go watch Wonder Woman. It was really good. That Transformers movie, first night, trash. That was tragically bad. Whoa,
hey, Craig. Craig.
Uh-huh.
Speaking of movies, real quick. James Cameron, right? The guy who did Avatar, Aliens, and Terminator.
Yeah.
Well, this is what he said, and I basically started to fucking roll on the ground laughing. Basically, remember when Terminator Genesis came out and he gave that little so-called fake endorsement of the movie?
Yeah.
He said, we're going to treat Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines, Salvation, and Genesis as alternate timeline movies that are not part of the Terminator canon that I was doing.
Because, he didn't retcon them. I did see that. Andrew, let me go to Andrew real fast. You're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'll be talking about that probably next week. But yeah, you're right. Andrew, what do you think about what J Dub just asked about? Are you willing to give Microsoft another year or 2 years to see what they're going to do with their Xbox One X? Or are you just going to wait for the PlayStation 5?
No, I mean, let's be really real. It seems like Xbox might be. People swear that people are already making videos about PS5 versus the next Xbox X2. It's looking like if this Xbox One X doesn't do well, I don't think they're making another console.
I agree.
I truly don't believe they are, and I'm not willing to wait another year because think about how I've never in my life spent this much goddamn money on gaming. If you add up all this, I bought 2 1080p TVs, 2 4K TVs, all together 4 PS4s and PSVR. I've had the least to spend $9,000 at least this generation on PlayStation alone.
Facts.
I'm invested in the PlayStation.
Yeah.
So I'm already invested because they bring in the games, and I'm not willing to wait another year because regardless if Xbox One X is great and they got the games, no one is going to trade in and get rid of their PlayStation 4 to only play Xbox X themselves. They may play both, but they're not going to play that Xbox by themselves. So either way, they're still missing out on money because people are going that have the X and the PS4 are still going to spend more money on the PS4. Either way, they lose out.
Facts. I think to add to what Andrew said. Here's the thing. Okay, in every generation, you generally have this rubber band effect where this generation, you have this console wins, the next generation, the other one wins, and it's the seesaw effect. Now there is nothing in the foreseeable future, because this is, you know, I mean, to tell you the truth, without games, there's no sense of having hardware. And that's where we are. I think people more and more, we see it on Twitter, we see it on YouTube every week. There's more and more gang of people that abandon the Xbox and they go and get PlayStation. They post Twitter because they're finally part of the PlayStation Nation, and they finally have this buffet of games that's just raining on them. And you know, and once you get Spider-Man and all the big ones that come out, it's a wrap. It's the people have chosen. The people spoke. They spoke with their wallets. You know, either you're gonna pick up a Switch in a PlayStation, you know, at the holiday time, or you're gonna get that X. And most people are gonna say, hey, you know, am I just stuck with a bunch of multi-plats, or can I get a platform that give me multi-plats and Spider-Man and all the exclusives that I can't get anywhere else?
Hey, J-Dub, I just found something.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not new. It's from Game of Vote. It's about 10 hours old. It says PS4 Pro GPU allows for better anti-aliasing at 1080p. Can't comment on Sony's estimate of war gaming. This is what I found.
Yeah, I mean, Sony built this thing. This guy, he's the mastermind behind the PlayStation. And to him, to tell you the truth, to a PlayStation fan, it's not really about, you know, it's not really about the teraflops anymore. And I'm gonna tell you why. Once they showed God of War running on the OG PS4, that basically told everybody, you don't even have to get a Pro. You can get a Slim and get this same thing. So if you don't have a 4K TV, you don't have to feel left out. You can keep playing on the same console that you've been playing for the last 4 years. Or if you had an Xbox, you can trade that in and go get your Slim for $199 or $249 or however much it costs, and be part of this whole thing. Again, gaming is about games. It's not about anything else.
Yes, and let me say this too, J-Dub. Like, when the whole 4K thing came out, I said, okay, 4K is nice, but what I would really love to have is 1080p, down, nice, basically high resolution 1080p images, downscale, example, to 60 frames a second. That would be nice. Mm-hmm. That would be awesome. You know what I'm saying? Because the more frames you have, the more responsive your gameplay is going to be, and the smoother it's going to be. But the problem is, and I know this is the dig, but a lot of the Xbox dudes, now due to not having no games, no developer talent worth of shit, they latched onto the whole thing of 4K. Look, 4K is not even 50% of the market yet. It'll probably be like another 2, 3.5, 4 years before 4K becomes that standard thing. You know what I'm saying? We still got 1080p TVs out here, even some 720p TVs and whatnot, or 1440p, which is fine by me. But the problem I have is that, you know, we need to have games. They ain't got to be no damn 4K. You just need to have steady frame rates. They need to be of good quality, as in great single player, and then I am sold. I'm fucking sold.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what more can you say? I mean, so now shout out to Randall Thor. I don't know if you all watched this video. You should. He's talking about PUBG's coming to PS4 sooner than later. So, or sooner than we think. So, what if they have some kind of deal? Who knows? Nothing's been announced officially. They're talking.
Day and date.
Day and date, really? Wow.
You know what? Craig, it wouldn't shock me. It would not shock me, and I'm going to tell you why. Sony, they're the leaders. They have 64 something plus million console owners, and by the end of this year, they're projected to have around 78 million consoles sold to gamers. Wow. That is enough in itself, enough for the developer to tell Microsoft, sorry, I can't do anything exclusive. I can give you some extra content. I can do this, but at the same time, I got to open the floodgates because we're going to make more money on this side than making here. And that's just a fact. And I believe PUBG is going to be a full cost title. It's probably going to be $60 on the console. not 29, but most PC games are a heck of a lot cheaper than console. So I can see that. Who wants to wait? Especially right now with Fortnite having that basically being able to do the same thing as PUBG. So that in itself has kind of sped up the process. The people like, hey, look, we know we're making a killing on PC, but we've dedicated our developers and money and time and effort for this Xbox X. We know we're probably going to sell maybe 1 million copy. Maybe if that's the only thing that's launching this holiday season, the guys may buy that. It may be 1 million people willing to do it. But other than that, that's it, man.
Well, let me ask you something. I saw you, and shout out to Wolf. I saw you two streaming Fortnite on the PlayStation. What exactly is Fortnite, and what is the PUBG mode in Fortnite that a lot of people possibly are, everybody's deducing that this may have had something to do with it. But what exactly is Fortnite, and then what exactly is the PUBG mode on Fortnite?
Fortnite is a game where you have to build your you basically you have a base count. You need to protect your base count from hordes of enemies. So you guys get together, strategize, you protect whatever equipment you have, and you just do it until the horde is over. You just keep going horde after horde after horde after horde until it's over. So here's the thing. Okay, now they have it where you can fight against other players, and not just with them, but against other players. And so it kind of makes it in a similar fashion as PUBG. We were streaming, that was me. I was streaming Fortnite because I bought it. And it was I don't think I spent the full price. I think it was $30-$40 or something like that. And so I bought it, played it. I was like, man, this is a really good game. I wish more people would go out and buy it so this thing can get really popular, because games like that, the more people you have, the better. If PUBG didn't have a lot of people, it would not do anything. But it starts you with 100 people. It tries to gather 100 people. You're in an airplane. You drop out of the airplane wherever you want to drop out from on the map. From there, you have to go on the ground, try to go inside houses and cars and stuff like that, and get weapons, get helmets, get whatever to protect your body. And then you have to, it's kind of like, what do you call that movie? The Hunger Games, where they have that dome that squeezes in to force people to move. So you can't just sit there and camp out. You actually have to move, because this thing will kind of squeeze you and you'll start losing life. And basically it's the last man standing. And so that's basically what Fortnite has come out with. But here's the thing. The guys, the creators of Fortnite has been using PUBG's name to advertise their product. So everybody's hearing about PUBG for the last 2-3 months. And now it's like, hey, we have this. We're just like PUBG. Come check out our game. It's just like PUBG. In marketing material and basically getting the word out. Hey, we have a game too. It's cheaper and it's just like PUBG. So that advertisement that should go to PUBG is coming to them. And so now Fortnite is getting popular, and it's kind of popular now. So now the creators of PUBG are basically, eventually they're probably going to sue them for doing that, for basically using another company's product and try to skim off of it. But it's a smart strategy.
Wow, I did not know that. So
that's where all this stuff come from.
Wow.
So yeah, shout out to Jay Barr, but he did say, he ended up buying Fortnite. He was like, man, this game is really fun. And I'm like, I'm glad that people are paying attention to the game, because when I was playing it, it wasn't that many people playing. And so obviously games like that's online only with like no story mode, it thrives and survives only on its multiplayer. And if nobody's playing that game, then the game is dead.
Wow. Well, let me ask this then. All right. So Now let me. All right, here's my question, because I've not been able to source anything. I did read the Push Square. Are they like this? Are they just talking, like just having a basic conversation, or are they in negotiations to bring? Are they like in a mid negotiation where the game is actually going to come over?
Craig, Craig, there is no negotiation. It's coming to PlayStation. They're talking when is release date for the system. That's when they're worried about. This thing is coming. It was never, ever going to be a Xbox exclusive. Never. Those days are gone. So all you people who are hoping that exclusives come, it's a wrap. It's not. Those days are gone. Microsoft, they gave the keys to the castle away.
Wow.
And I'm not, again, I was just kind of joking when I said it may come day and date with the release. But if it did, it wouldn't even shock me. I wouldn't even blink an eye, because that's just the way things have been going for Microsoft this generation. As soon as they announced Tomb Raider exclusive for the Xbox, like two days later, it's coming to PlayStation. Yep. It's coming to PlayStation next year, and it's like, and that happened continuously over and over and over and over. This is why when Microsoft announces a game, there's more talk about, is it exclusive? Is this going to when it's going to come on a PlayStation?
Because
more than
they can't
the
keep
game
exclusivity, man. I mean, J-Dub, I mean, let's just face it, man. I mean, this is the thing. And we brought this up before. When you look at the number of said systems in a while, developers are gonna make money, or gonna make more money off of people who owns more of said system. Like let's say it was reversed, right? And Xbox had themselves. Xbox would be getting the ass of games, ass of exclusive content, exclusive games or whatnot, because they'll have a larger pool of people to purchase said games. But the problem is they don't. The shoes on the other foot. Sony got those third-party deals. Sony got those studios. And even last year, even though Sony, the PS3, was catching hell, its games were substantially better than what you got to fuck on Xbox. And I own a 360. I wanted to play a lot of those games, but I couldn't because I didn't own the system. And I wasn't gonna buy a PS3 because I was too damn cheap. But the fact that Sony now has the games that I'm looking for, that's where I'm going to go for my console needs. And of course, my gaming PC. So, I mean, Microsoft Microsoft does not have exclusives because of the fact that they don't have the player base to sell said exclusives to. And something tells me they're not even going to try to do that. They're going to just stay doing what they're doing now, thinking it's okay, and give it another 2.5 to 4 years, you won't see another console from them again. And Sega will have to make a comeback.
Well, don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. So, well, guys, I mean, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I mean, it's 1 o'clock on the East Coast. I do have to tailgate in 7 hours. So, but yeah, I appreciate everybody coming on short notice. I mean, I'm just gonna have to. I'll do more research on the whole PUBG thing and do some more on it on Tuesday. But I mean, wow. I mean, that's amazing. Like if this happens, like J-Dub said, this is the end. I mean, this is over. It's I mean, I don't really care. I mean, people are making fun of me of saying, because I didn't know what a PUBG was. And it sounds like now it's a multiplayer game. That's all I know about it. It's a multiplayer game. You run around and shoot people. So, so it is what it is. So, and somebody, Robert McLeod, is saying Fortnite is repetitive play. Well, that's what PUBG is. You just run around and shoot people. It's pretty repetitive. Drive vehicles. Matter of fact, you can do the same thing in Ghost Recon you do in PUBG. Oh, except I guess the grinding.
Yeah, Ghost Recon is supposed to get a PUBG mode too. Someone was saying
October the 10th.
Oh, October the 10th. Okay,
yeah,
that's weak.
Damn.
Yeah.
But J-Dub, you're gonna buy Are you gonna still buy Forza next week, J-Dub?
I don't know, man.
Hell no.
Man. You know what? Every day, it's like it's like my health bar start at 100%, and every day there's more negative news, and little by little, now I'm down to like 10% of health before I'm finished. You know, so I don't know. We'll see.
Better get that med kit ready.
Yeah. Well, especially because I don't have the X to play it on. And I can play it on PC, but I mean, at the end of the day, the force feedback and all that stuff the game wasn't designed for that. It was designed for the controller and the rumble triggers and stuff. So, yeah.
Well, how much is Fortnite? Does anybody know? Because somebody in the chat said it was free. Somebody else said it wasn't free. So, how much is it?
Yeah.
Is it $19? We can all buy Fortnite and go play PUBG. This call Fortnite PUBG. I mean, I don't know. I mean, this is why. I mean, if PUBG is a hack, because that's what somebody told me today. It's a hack of other games.
It's $39. $39.
$39.
Yeah.
So we can go buy. We can play PUBG this weekend. Except it's going to call it Fortnite. That's what we ought to do. Say, are we playing Fortnite or are we playing PUBG? You know?
Exactly.
I may do that. I may put that on Twitter. If you really want to twist the knife, say I'm going to put together a Fortnite/PUBG game starting next week. Who wants to join? I may put that in and just really twist the knife hard, and then see what to say. So
the Pope of Xbox
will put together a Fortnite/PUBG. PUBG/Fortnite game. Who wants to join or something like that? Just to see what people say, and people are gonna be mad as hell. So,
oh yeah, you know it.
They gonna hate
so the base game. So the base game is battle royal mode. Is that the PUBG mode? Because
yes.
Somebody called it. Yes. Ryan said to call it Fort G. There you go. Call it Fort G.
Fort G.
Yeah, Fort G. Instead of PUBG, they call it Fort G.
Exactly.
Hey, I'm about to go.
Oh my god! I'm sorry. Yeah, Pub Night. That's a good one. Call it Pub Night.
Pub Night. Oh my god.
Pub Night or Pudge Night, PUG Night, something like that. So I'll make something.
Hell no, it's like a damn alcoholic drink.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Pub Night or something like that. That's pretty funny. I got to give them credit, man. Over there, they come up with some funny stuff. So that's why I love them being here. 1 a.m. and there's people still rolling around on this. So that's pretty good, guys. I appreciate you all being here in the chat and all. 3 to 4, you 4 and 5 gentlemen. Shout out to DR. He had to get up early in the morning. I know that feeling. I'll be getting up early too, except I'll be grilling and drinking and listening to these people whining about how they lost the Florida game last week. But anything, it's all good over beer. We're drinking beer and coffee and all that stuff. So, but guys, I appreciate everybody being here and left to right. We'll shout ourselves on out. So, starting with you, Andrew. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead and shout yourself out.
All right. It's fun once again on another fun podcast with everybody. Andrew Wilkins talking gaming and, about to be up playing Destiny 2 all night. But anyway, all right. Trying to get you on Destiny, Craig. We got to get you a level up, man.
I think I thought I was doing pretty good. I just keep running around and there's it says public event happening. I just go to that and everybody's shooting. So I thought I was doing pretty good, but I'm level 69, and I just keep my character there. So, shout out to the Ash and Luke, and she said that 69 is a good number. So I'll take that.
Ash and Luke, she off the chain.
Yeah, she said it was a good number, so I'll take her word for it. But man, she told her character was 244 or 248.
That's the power level. So she's at level 20. 20 is the highest you can go for now. But that's the power level, meaning when you get new armor and weapons, it's a mixture of the power of your weapon with the power of your armor. So she's at level 20, which is the highest they're gonna be now. And of course, later it could go up to 32 or 34. So when you see 69, that's not your character level. That's how strong your armor and guns are. That's what that is.
Well, it's working. I'm going through the game, murdering those things.
So you probably like a level like 3 or 4 right now. With 69, you probably
Yeah, I need to do a raid or one of those things. So, all right, you're right. Yeah, I need to get back on there. So, yeah, I'll get back on there next month. It's just next month is what 2 days away. So I'll be back on there pretty soon. So, JD, go ahead and shout yourself out, brother.
Yo, everybody, what's up? It's JD33 kicking it with the Pope of Xbox, who does believe in science and climate change, but we ain't gonna talk about that right now. Just got this new job, about to be seeing some money, Negro money. So hopefully I have my PS4 Pro, then I can link into my YouTube channel. Craig and J Doug can be current, regular guests on my show. We play games, we talk stuff, we nerd out. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to say I love coming on the show, showing the love, not spreading no hate, just trying to spread facts. FACTS is, Again, I want to thank y'all for allowing me to come on this podcast in short notice. I'm actually off work tonight. I'm about to play with some Ace Online, fly around, book some stuff. Let's see what level I can get. Damn game.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, man. So y'all know what it is. About to close this thing out. About to dip out. Deuces.
All right, appreciate it. J-Dub, the god of PlayStation. Shout yourself out, brother.
Once again, it's your boy J-Dub, aka Kratos, the god of PlayStation. And the god of all things gaming. You guys can find me on Twitter at JDubCity16, always keeping you guys laughing with the memes and the gifs. Another one in the history books with the Pope. No, he's no longer the man in the green chair. He is the Pope with the shiny diamond ring, the pinky ring on his hand. Again, thanks for the invite. It's always good, brother, doing another podcast with you, and just giving the people the facts and giving it to them with a little humor and a little humility as well. Again, another one in the history books.
All right, well, man, I appreciate it. And the Pontiff will go ahead and head off into the night. Guys, thanks for being here. I mean, it was really, truly, guys, in the chat, this was short notice. I literally got in, read my man J-Dub's tweet. It was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to do something tonight, So yeah, so big shout out to J-Dub for you coming on, brother, and certainly hope your family's doing well. All the stuff that's happened down there in that area, and thoughts and prayers to all our brothers and sisters out there in Puerto Rico. The people that have family there. Definitely hope you are hearing some good news soon. Shout out to my boy Anthony Smith, came up last week for the Kentucky-Florida game. He survived the hurricane, and so yeah, he said it was bad, but it looks like they're getting back on their feet down there. So shout out to everybody in that's been affected by that, and thanks for joining us. It was short notice. I mean, I know I promised everybody a Porch Light podcast, but this was breaking news. I got home. You got to understand, I got home and walked into it. So guys, I appreciate you all being here, hanging out, and go watch college football tomorrow and hang out with your family and friends. That's what I'm going to do. So this is Craig Harris with special guest. Shout out to Ryan again, and shout out to JD, and big shout out to J-Dub, the special guest here. And again, it was an open podcast. I hadn't done one in like 6 weeks. So somebody Q&A'd me and said, when are you going to do your next open podcast? So here we go. I just did one, and it was short notice. I do apologize. But I appreciate everybody being here, and everybody have a good night. And the porch light is officially off, and the corner is officially going to bed. So, but thanks a lot. And I guess we're going to call it Pub Night. So I think I'm just going to go with Pub Night. That's hilarious. Going to piss off everybody. Pub Night. So, all right. So this is Craig Harris, the Pope of Xbox. So signing off. So I appreciate you guys being here. Thanks. Peace.